Ever thought a screaming two-stroke engine could pay your electric bill? Grab a chainsaw, and I'll show you how it can. A few winters back, my buddy Jake was laid off from the lumber mill with nothing but a severance check, an old pickup, and a battered Stihl MS 271. While most people scrolled job ads, he sharpened his chain. 6 months later, he'd cleared $14,000 and booked out weekends for the rest of the year. Today, we're unpacking exactly how Jake, and now dozens of copycats, turn a roaring bar of steel into steady cash. Stick around, because in about 10 minutes, I'll drop the 3-tier log rule that triples your hourly rate without cutting a single extra tree. First things first, money follows problems, and trees cause plenty. Storms snap limbs, roots wreck sidewalks, and dead trunks threaten roofs. Homeowners hate danger, HOAs hate mess, and insurance hates claims. Your chainsaw is the key. But before you rev up, you need a plan that covers gear, pricing, safety, marketing, and one sneaky upsell that most weekend cutters never notice. Let's start with gear and cost, so you know the score. A mid-range spur saw runs about $600 new. Cheaper used if the compression's healthy. Add a spare chain, a filing kit, ethanol-free fuel, bar oil, Kevlar chaps, a helmet with face screen, and earmuffs. All in, you're under $1,000. Compare that to a pressure washer side hustle that needs the machine, hoses, nozzles, and water source adapters, or a lawn mowing setup with a trailer and zero turn. Chainsaw work starts light on the wallet and heavy on profit. Now, let's chase actual numbers. Jake's bread and butter is storm cleanup. Fast money because people want hazards gone yesterday. He charges a minimum of $200 just to roll up, plus $75 per hour on the saw. A typical yard with one downed oak limb takes 2 hours tops, so he's pocketing at least $350 before lunch, minus maybe $15 in fuel and oil. Not bad for a Saturday morning exercise routine. But that's only level 1. Level 2 is firewood. After cleanup, you can either leave the rounds for the homeowner or haul them and flip them for $60 to $90 a face cord, depending on region and species. One fallen medium, maple, equals about a cord when split. Jake throws rounds into his pickup, splits later with a rented splitter he shares with a neighbor, and stacks them under a tarp. By fall, he's got 12 cords, seasoning in neat rows. Local campers show up with cash. No middleman, no shipping, no fees. Last October, he cleared $4,000 in firewood alone, all from logs customers would have paid him to dump. But we're still warming up. Level 3 is milling slabs with a chainsaw mill attachment. Picture a metal sled that guides the saw for straight cuts. The rig costs under $400 and bolts to the power head you already own. Wide live edge slabs sell to DIY table makers for $20 to $30 per board foot. That's geek talk for volume. One slab 4 inches thick, 10 feet long and 2 feet wide, holds about 67 board feet. Even at a modest $15, that's a cool grand for a chunk of trunk. Most tree companies grind into mulch. Yes, milling burns more fuel and takes patience. But once you learn to sticker and dry slabs, you'll never look at fallen timber the same way again. Safety check, because you can't earn if you're in the ER. Chainsaws bite faster than a startled bulldog. Jake follows one rule religiously. Helmet on, chaps zipped, gloves tight, chain sharp. A dull chain forces dangerous pressure, kicks back, and wastes fuel. He tunes carburetors to purr, cleans the air filter every tank, and replaces the bar when the groove widens. If that sounds nerdy, remember each habit dodges medical bills and downtime that will torch profits. Now we reach the problem. Competition. Every neighborhood has at least one guy with a saw and a business card taped to the hardware store notice board. How do you stand out? Two words: speed and trust. Speed means answering calls within the hour, arriving on time, and finishing same day whenever possible. Trust means proof. Photos of tidy yards, a neat stack of logs, maybe a grateful golden retriever sniffing the stump. Jake posts before and after shots on Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace every job. He even keeps a basic liability policy and shows the certificate up front. Clients relax, tip bigger, and refer friends without being asked. Let's dig into marketing because chain sharpening isn't the only edge you need. Jake printed magnets that stick to mailboxes after storms. Tree down, text a photo for instant quote. He wakes up to inbox after gusty nights. Quotes are rapid. He eyeballs the picture, measures limb diameter with a simple overlay app, and sends a firm price. No hidden fees, no starting at. Clear numbers kill doubt and book jobs faster than a newscast says, severe thunderstorm warning. Now for the 3-tier log rule I teased. It's simple. Sort what you cut into premium, standard, and scrap tiers on the spot. Premium means straight, thick, hardwood trunks that can be milled. Strip branches, cut logs long, and stack them aside. Standard logs are firewood, knotty or medium diameter, cut to stove length, split later. Scrap is the skinny brush and rotten bits nobody wants. Chip it, burn it, or leave for the homeowner if they prefer. By sorting early, you unlock 3 revenue streams: high-value slabs, quick-turn firewood, and low-value biomass disposal that you charge to remove. A single tree can pay you 3 different times. To make that rule sing, you need efficient workflow. Jake keeps 3 color-coded spray cans in the truck. Blue paint marks mill logs, red marks firewood, and yellow marks scrap. 1 walk around, 3 quick dots per section, and the puzzle's solved. Helpers know exactly where each piece lands. Customers see an organized pro, not a guy flinging limbs like a cartoon lumberjack. Speaking of helpers, solo cutting caps income because saws rest while you haul. Jake hires high school wrestlers part-time. They drag brush, load rounds, and hustle wheelbarrows. He pays them $20 an hour, a fortune for teens, and still nets more because his saw runs nonstop. Productivity doubles, fatigue halves, and clients cheer the crew's energy. Bonus: parents see Jake teaching safe skills and spread the gospel at dinner tables all over town. But chainsaw money isn't only about felling giants. Seasonal niches print cash when others snooze. Christmas means custom log reindeer, rustic candle holders, and cookie-shaped wood slices sold to crafters on Etsy. Valentine's brings heart-shaped stump stools. Autumn farmers markets beg for birch rounds with burned-in quotes. A miter saw jig and a branding iron turns scrap into art that sells for better markup than any cordwood stack. Jake's daughter stamps cheeky sayings like, "I would love you," and nets college savings $15 at a time. Let's tackle legalities. Many cities require no license for basic yard work, but you may need a contractor number if you climb or remove whole trees. Check municipal codes, snag taxpayer ID, and save receipts. Fuel, oil, chains, even safety gloves are deductible expenses. Jake tracks everything in a free phone app. Come April, his accountant practically hugs him for tidy records. Insurance. General liability costs Jake about $600 a year for a $2 million policy. One fallen limb through a window can bankrupt a small operation. Coverage turns that nightmare into a paperwork hiccup. He also carries a first aid kit bigger than some people's lunch boxes. It sits on the tailgate, visible to clients and reminding everyone he's serious about safety. Trust grows faster with certifications. The ESA Certified Arborist badge isn't mandatory to run a chainsaw, but it stamps credibility. Courses teach tree biology, proper pruning cuts, and rigging knots you'll use daily. Jake passed the exam last winter. By spring, his quotes landed 30% more often, and he nudged prices up without pushback. Knowledge prints money. Now let's meet the challenge inside Jake's journey. Time famine. Demand rose so fast he missed family dinners, ran saws at dusk, and nearly burnt out. He fixed it by batching tasks. Mondays and Tuesdays, estimates, and small trims. Wednesdays and Thursdays, heavy removals with hired climbers. Fridays, slab milling and equipment maintenance while helpers split wood. Saturday mornings, deliveries. Sunday, engines off. Customers book through an online calendar that blocks out rest automatically. Revenue stayed high. Sanity returned. Development means scaling smart. Jake upgraded to a dump trailer so he could haul chips to a biomass plant that pays $20 a ton. Chips used to be trash, now they're beer money. He also bought a portable chainsaw chain grinder. Think NASCAR pit stop for teeth. Sharpening takes 60 seconds instead of 10 minutes, saving almost an hour across a long day in the woods. Here's the climax. A monster white oak toppled by lightning at the county library. City crews quoted $8,000. Jake offered $6,000 but asked to keep the trunk. They agreed. 2 days with a rented skid steer, 20 gallons of fuel, and 11 man-hours later, the job was done. The lawn was spotless, and the trunk sat on his trailer like buried treasure. He milled the straight 12-foot section into 5-foot wide live-edge slabs that dried for a year. Last month, a custom furniture shop bought each slab for $1,900. That single tree is poised to clear almost $15,000, all while the city thanked him for the discount. Let's glide to the landing strip. Chainsaw cash isn't magic. It's a repeatable loop. Problem? Quote, cut, sort, sell. Keep overhead low, response time fast, and safety strict. Spray paint logs for the 3-tier rule. Document every penny. Invest in helpers, marketing magnets, and liability coverage. Turn brush into biomass, rounds into heat, trunks into tables, and spare slices into TikTok craft gold. 1 motor, 4 digits of startup, endless trees blowing over every storm season. That's a business hiding in plain sight. Ready to sharpen that chain and multiply your weekends? Hit the next video to see 4 secret marketing tricks that book your saw solid all year.